One of the biggest concerns of today's PS4 players, or those who are planning to get one, is will they still be able to get new games? Well, on this video, we'll show you some of the games you should look forward to on the PS4.
Diablo 4 is all about player choice.
It takes all of the pillars of a Diablo game and just expands them with all of the new features that people really love and appreciate in modern games. Whoever you see yourself being, you can create in Diablo 4.
It's important to include robust character customization because then I can play the fantasy that I want to play.
It allows you to switch around your playstyle as well.
Everything feels very powerful and fun.
One of the really cool things about having an open world is your journey that you take throughout Diablo 4 is your own. There's no linear path that you have to follow.
We've got almost 150 dungeons in the game.
There's all kinds of surprises as you're exploring.
Strongholds are an enemy territory that you need to reclaim.
You might have a space that begins as a hostile area, but after you've cleared it out,
the evil in this place has been cleansed.
It now becomes a friendly town.
Sometimes it's a new town, sometimes it's a new dungeon. There's a whole bunch of rewards that you get, and you have a real impact on the world as a result.
No, you can't leave us here. They might come back any moment.
Local events are really cool little story segments that happen within the open world.
You'll just be running through the world and then a local event will pop up and you can choose to participate in it or get a group together and just wail on these like giant world bosses.
These are events that take a lot of people and you really have to work together.
Being able to see all the players on your screen, collaborating, trying to take this big monster down, it's epic.
It's so easy to create a community. It makes Diablo more of a social experience.
We've got fully enabled crossplay.
If you have an Xbox and your buddy has a PC, you're going to be able to group up.
Or you could play couch co-op. Two people on a couch can sit there and have a great experience.
We've created specific zones where players can engage in PvP.
If you go there, you can start swinging away at people. But you're also opening yourself up to being swung at.
If you're like really, really good, the game actually marks you as like a champion on the map. You basically become a loot pinata and everyone wants to chase you down.
The last story mission is really the beginning of a whole different part of the journey.
Now you're set up for the end game, and that end game is rich with things to do that allow you to get more and more powerful.
Whether it's new items or new dungeons or new Paragon boards, every single time you come back to play Diablo 4, there's going to be new stuff for you to experience.
And it's something that we're going to support for years to come.
I'm really excited for folks to get their hands on Diablo 4.
Just to see millions of people really enjoying the different options.
Through the campaign,
local events,
couch co-op,
endgame,
PvP, it almost doesn't end.
And we are so close.
I immediately test my opponent's aggression by going to the center of the ring, then backing up to see how far forward they will push and how many punches they'll be throwing. I notice my opponent is incredibly aggressive, so I'm throwing a lot of punches to the body and to the head to try to slow him down. I can see that he blew his stamina immediately. I can tell with the stamina bar depletion as well as his animation. I throw a few feints to further test his aggression, and I can see that he is still overly aggressive. Feints in this game can be used by using the block button to cancel your punch. I'm also being mindful with the Philly shell. I'm trying to make sure I'm reading my opponent's punch rhythm and flow to make sure I cover each pocket. The Philly shell can be an effective tool as it blocks both the head and the body simultaneously. However, it leaves some pockets open. I then go into loose footwork and switch to the southpaw stance so I can give my opponent a different look, not only in switching to southpaw but also changing up my tempo. One unique thing about this game when Orthodox is fighting a southpaw is that you can actually have a lead foot battle. Because the game doesn't force you to be in a straight line, you can actually move your character within a radius while being in front of your opponent. This allows you to be positioned either on the inside of your opponent or the outside of your opponent, depending on where you move your fighter. Unfortunately, however, I was losing that lead foot battle to my opponent. I'm consistently paying attention to my opponent's punch rhythm, which is allowing me to catch a lot of his punches on my glove, shoulders, and arms when doing the Philly shell. I'm also ensuring to switch to full guard while using the head movement and the weave modifier to cover any pockets or if I notice that my opponent is on a broken rhythm. I'm attacking my opponent while immediately returning back to the Philly shell. And I finish it with a step back straight right counter as my opponent continues his aggression. The directional punch mechanic not only allows you to change your punches, but it also helps you escape your opponent's attack at the same time. At this point, I'm starting to notice a massive decrease in my opponent's output, and now I feel more confident to be even more aggressive than before. I ended with a powerful sequence, which is a hard counter to the body, which doubles up to the head, and a right hook to the head to end the round. That was one full round of boxing in Undisputed.
Haruka mukashi, その島は突然海の上に現れたという。ワフルドと名付けられたその島は嵐の結界に囲まれ近づく者を阻み続けた。ある時、私はとある海賊に出会った。彼はワフルドに上陸したことがあるという。その海賊は島で不思議な少女と恐ろしい巨人を見たと語ってくれたが、彼を追うように現れた海軍に連れて行かれてしまった。その後、我々学者の中にも島を目指した者が何人もいたが、結局誰一人戻ってくる者はいなかった。
ルフィ、しっかり。なんだこの島どうなってんだよ。
でっけえ氷が空から降ってきた。
私の記憶に間違いがなければ光の道が天へと続く伝説の島ワフルド。
私の名前はリム。
体からなんか出てきたぞ。何が起こってんだよ。
これであなたたちは力を使えない。なぜ力を奪うのかって？だってあなたたち海賊でしょ。海賊なんて弱い者に暴力を振るう嫌なやつばっかり。でも彼らは今までの海賊とは何か違うかもしれない。
なんだ。下がれ。そいつはお前ら全員を殺すまで攻撃をやめねえ。
キューブさえ見つければ力は戻るんだ。
ああ、どんどん見つけて力を取り戻すぞ。
仕方がないわね。少し力を貸してあげる。これからある場所へ向かってもらうわ。そう、ここはあなたたちの思い出の世界。
Everyone keeps secrets. Sometimes it's the only way to protect the ones we love.
know you. God Killer. What is it you want from me? Is it a god of war we came to find?
You don't really want war, do you, Kratos? All that blood on your hands? On your son's hands?
What is it you will not tell me?
I can't talk about it, but I just need you to trust me.
We follow your every whim.
But you don't believe in any of it.
And still I follow. Because all that matters is that you are safe.
But that's not all that matters. Who's keeping you safe?
I do not need you to protect me.
You sure about that?
Pretender God! For the old father!
Death can have me when it earns me.
What do you even know of God's word? In your lifetimes, has anyone ever worshipped you? Ever prayed to you? Can you even imagine that kind of love? No! You don't care about anything beyond yourself. Beyond the monster who kills without cause.
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written. Make our own destiny.
Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! No! Hey, stop! Watch out!
Safety first, bud.
You my new recruit? Yeah, gotta say, you're photogenic. Again, you can call me Luke, or just Coach.
Spinning bird kick!
Engage! Fight!
Rising uppercut! Spinning bird kick!
Gotcha!
Watch this! Standing on the way!
Level up!
Now then.
Jungle House Fiddleman, open for business!
Shall we begin?
Showtime! Step into the ring!
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
I'm so strong!
I'm too smart! Fighter 6. Scrap Heap. Ready. Start.
You're listed here as a private investigator. What does that sort of work entail?
Depends on the night. Most nights, it's watching, waiting for a slip-up. I don't know, someone gets greedy, someone gets brave.
And that's what you were doing the night of the incident.
Yeah. Took me weeks to track them down. They hadn't cast so much as a shadow. Till that night.
You've been hesitant to share with us. I assume it has something to do with confidentiality associated with the job.
Something like that.
Your boss, Miss White, said things didn't go as planned. She mentioned that there was some violence? In the moments when you find yourself losing control. How does the anger manifest itself?
Rest until the enemy has fallen! I cannot understand how one as strong as you could have gone unnoticed. Your force was like that of a dragon soaring heavenward. I've located Baby Eagle.
You, me. Picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
If I could just forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.